Hello students, welcome back in your biology class, and today I'm going to teach you the next topic of your chapter, circulatory system. The topic is blood vessels. First of all, what are these blood vessels? Blood vessels are the tube-like structures. These tube-like structure in which the blood flows. Blood is of two types: blood, oxygen rich blood, and carbon dioxide rich blood. Then the next is there are three type of blood vessels. The first, arteries; second, veins; and third, capillaries. Now see, arteries take oxygen rich blood, and veins, these take carbon dioxide rich blood. Arteries, these are red in color. They take blood from the heart, oxygen rich blood from the heart. Then these arteries, they pass the blood to the capillaries. These whole network, this is capillaries. Then from these capillaries, this blood that come into the veins, and in veins this deoxygenated blood that going back to the heart. So there are three type of blood vessels: arteries, capillaries, and veins. Between the arteries and veins there are network of capillaries and veins. Between the arteries and veins there are network of capillaries. Now study how the blood flows. So I already told that from the heart the blood going to the arteries, then from arteries going to capillaries, from capillaries this passes into vein, and from vein it go back to heart. So from heart oxygen rich blood that come into the arteries, then from the arteries this go into the tissues, then from the tissues the carbon dioxide that go into the capillaries, and from the capillaries carbon dioxide rich blood that come into the veins, and then veins this passes into the heart. So this is the blood flow, that how the blood flow from the heart to the artery, and then to the tissues, and then to the capillaries, and after that go into the vein, and then go back to the heart. The next is the difference between the arteries, veins, and capillaries. So first of all we study capillaries. So first of all we study the arteries, then veins, and then capillaries. Arteries, these are thick elastic walled structure. See, these are thick elastic walled, while these are thin. You see, it is a thick walled structure, it is a thin walled, and it is extremely thin walled structure. After that, in arteries, blood flow with pressure. Here, blood flow with low pressure. Here, extremely slow pressure. Arteries, I already taught that arteries carry blood away from the heart to the body organs. So arteries carry blood from the heart to different organs. Then veins carry blood to the organs, then to the heart. Collect blood from organs, then pass it to the heart. Then these capillaries, these are thin tubes, and these tubes are situated between arteries and veins. The next is, in arteries blood is oxygen rich, in veins carbon dioxide rich blood, and in capillaries exchange of substances. In arteries no valves. These have valves and these have no valves. Valves are those structure from where blood passes to the heart, which allow blood passes to the heart. The next is the pulmonary vein and pulmonary artery. I told you that the artery that carries oxygen rich blood and vein that carries carbon dioxide rich blood. But these are the exceptional cases where the pulmonary vein, it carries oxygen rich blood, while pulmonary artery, artery means oxygen rich blood, but it is the exceptional pulmonary artery which carries carbon dioxide rich blood. So this is all about the blood vessels. Now the next topic, that is heart. You all know about the heart. You hear about the heart. What heart does? What heart does? It beating continuously. So the heart, that is a muscular pumping organ. It pumps the blood. So it is a pumping organ of the body that keeps the blood flowing and continuously moving in the blood vessels. So what heart do? Heart, that is a pumping organ. It continuously beats. Okay, it continuously beats and circulate blood into the blood vessels. It continuously keeps the blood flow through it. So what is heart? Heart is a muscular pumping organ of the body that keeps the blood flowing and continuously moving in the blood vessels. Now the second one is the parts of the heart. So there is two atrium, right atrium and left atrium, and two ventricles, right ventricle and left ventricle. Okay, there is pulmonary artery, pulmonary veins, aorta, vena cava, and between the atrium and ventricle there are valves. Here it is a bicuspid valve and here it is a tricuspid valve. So what is the structure of the heart? There are two atrium, two ventricle, pulmonary artery, pulmonary vein, aorta, and vena cava. Now the functioning of the heart. So first of all, the function of the right atrium. Right atrium, it receives the blood. It receives the blood from the vena cava. Here there is vena cava. So atrium that receives the blood from the vena cava. From here, blood comes into the right atrium. Now this blood that comes into the right ventricle. Okay, the blood that passes into the right ventricle. From the right ventricle, it passes into the lungs, and in the lungs through pulmonary artery. Okay, so right atrium that receive blood from the vena cava, then it passes to the right ventricle, then it passes to the lungs through pulmonary artery. And this the blue color that symbolizes that it is a deoxygenated blood, that the blood that combine with carbon dioxide. Now in lungs there is deoxygenated blood. In the lungs, the blood that is refreshed and it changes into oxygenated blood. This oxygenated blood from the lungs that comes into the pulmonary veins, and through these pulmonary veins that moves into the left atrium to left ventricle, and this way, and left ventricle to aorta. And this aorta that passes the blood or throughout the blood into the body. And from the body, that blood that is deoxygenated. Okay, deoxygenated, so that from veins that come into the vena cava, and through vena cava that it again that passes into the right atrium. So what is the passage? First of all, write down with me on the copies. Okay, first of all, blood, deoxygenated blood that passes into the right atrium from vena cava. First one vena cava, then right atrium, after that right ventricle, then into the lungs through pulmonary artery. Then after the lungs that passes into the left atrium to left ventricle to aorta, and then to the body cells. Body cells then passes the blood into the capillaries. Okay, here it is oxygenated blood, and in the upper side it is deoxygenated blood, from capillaries to veins and veins to vena cava and then to right atrium. This is all about the functions of heart and the parts of the heart. Thank you.